Hello and welcome everyone into the well-armed event, and we have just about finally taken down our first DMax Hitmonlee. These two apparently are shiny boosted for the duration of this event, and to be honest, that's about it at the moment, because as you're going to see, and you probably have found out, Clobbopus, the new generational Pokemon that's been debuted in this event, isn't actually debuting just yet. We have to complete a global challenge of winning 10,000 of these damn things, and this isn't shiny, unfortunately. Now, you may have seen from my last video, I cannot gel with this event's name. I genuinely have not been able to keep it in my memory forever, really. It's incredibly forgettable, and to be honest, these two, I'm not a fan of the Hitmons, and at the best of times, even now with their shiny debuts as DMax Pokemon, it's 89% kind of mid, but it's good to have it added to the collection, I guess. When it comes to the fighting meta for DMax stuff, we have GMax Machamp already. So, I don't know. The only saving grace of this thing is on the road to getting 10 million max battles done, and so far, thanks to the folks over in the Eastern Hemisphere, we've done 2.1 million already, which is good progress, but the good news is the timers are cycling every 30 minutes, which does help with the progress, thankfully. And we do have to say thanks so much to Barside2 for gifting us the event ticket for this one, which gives you a bunch of items. I don't think there's actually any encounters listed in it, unfortunately. Where is it? Down here. Max battles and things like that. We'll be putting those to good use, mate, and I will say, good luck this weekend for the Sydney City Safari. And any of you who are venturing over to Miami or whatever the other one is, I genuinely forget it, but good luck this weekend. You'll be having a lot more fun than probably I will be in terms of the game. There's one other piece of crushing news which comes in the form of the field research tasks. Shout out to Leak Duck, of course, for the infographics. So catch 10 fighting type Pokemon. Unless you're on the field research task grind for the level up challenge, do not bother with that. It gives you one of two TMs, which is not even the elite one. Power of Pokemon 5 times is going to give you either a Ralts, a Tepic, or a Timber. All can be shiny, all very usable. Now you can see there, you could get DMax Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan as I'm being blinded by the sun. You could pick those Pokemon up through field research, but you have to win 3 max battles, which is mental in my view. I was joking on the podcast saying it's going to be win 1 or win 2. No, it's win 3. So as it stands, we don't even have a collection challenge to do for this one. So let's just see if we can get maybe some DMax shiny luck, burn the max points, and we'll do some Kyurem bits and pieces, but it is incredibly sunny, Jesus Christ. Let me find some shade, people. I can see where I'm actually going. Help! I can see again. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below of this event. I feel like this is very much a filler. Doesn't offer very much. It makes you work quite hard, considering a lot of you guys out there, and I fully understand why, are not gelling or interested in the max battle system, because you have to redo everything, basically. So it's a challenge globally for a huge percentage of the community who do not care. So that's really fantastic work, Scopetic. And there we go, just down the road was a Hitmonchan, so now we can have one of each. They say there's shiny increase for this week's event. However, the normal shiny rate seems to be about a 1 in 64 for these, so whether these are 1 in like a 32, or whether they're actually boosted at all, let's shiny check and just see if we can get one today. That's not green, which is a bit of a shame. But you guys may be having a little bit of deja vu. So I swear we had an event with these Pokemon very recently. We did. The Final Justice event at the very end of November, at the very end of the season of Tales of Transformation, which brought in the Keldeo thing. You can check out the video up there if you want to. That had these two Pokemon in the wild with a supposed shiny boost as well. Now, I think a long time into the event, I wasn't really playing that event too much, and I did pick up one of the shinies. I think it was a Hitmonchan at the end of the day. These Pokemon back again. They're like, there's got to be, honestly, from my point of view, there's got to be something more worthwhile, because this is now 2 events back to back that, yes, have introduced new Pokemon, but actually the new content is not working with the longevity of the event, to be honest. Anyway, this is 93. Are we going to use it? No. We have a level 40 or so GMax Machamp. To be honest, the power spot's going to reset in 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Let's break the game. While we're here, I did actually manage to fix the background. I realized the Zekrom I used to fuse to Black Kyurem with that Lundo was actually an LA background one from Unovator, not the actual white background one. But there we go. We have the proper background done and dusted for that Hundo Kyurem, and we're now going to level 50 it because I need to power up something 6 more times. So I thought, let's do that. 5206. Let's check these and see. Timber. Good luck getting that if you don't have that shiny. Did have a community day at the tail end of 2023 and it rolls. Well, at least we're not ending today without any sparkles. There we go. There's another shiny Kyurem that we can add to our collection. 1992. It's going to be pretty dead and I can't even throw at it. Still guaranteed catches. So I'm wondering when it switches to Reshiram next week, I believe, are they going to be guaranteed catches as well? Because if so, this is the time to get your candy stocked up on. Terrible 2-star, but perfect for a random trade. We've got a Machop here. We've got a research task to claim. Have we got this max battle lead up research? Don't need Machop stuff, but we get a DMax Machop of 518. We get our 1500 particles, which are not going to go amiss. I'm realizing very quickly we're going to be struggling for decent content in today's event video. But Shadow Heatran, done and dusted, thanks to Muscleman and AJ Lona and somebody else who jumped in to make it a quad. That's still 2135. 2145 is what you really want to see, but this, if it's shiny, could be purified Shundo territory. And spoilers, Legend ZA Mega Dimension DLC, Heatran has a Mega in that. So this would be cool to pick up, but unfortunately it's not shiny. However, that is going to be a decent Shadow. And honestly, a decent Shadow Heatran is kind of what we're after. This is why I chased for the Shundo Purified Darkrai on Go Wild area, because Darkrai has a Mega too. That's a first ball catch, which is jokes, and it's freaking 96. Let's have you. That is a really decent Shadow Heatran, but unfortunately right now, because the Go Battle thing has finished, we cannot TM away Frustration. That's actually new. It didn't used to pop up, I think, do that. You used to have to press the TM, and then afterwards it would tell you, I'm afraid you can't change the move, but we have managed to find a couple of win max battles. So this is DMax Hitmonlee Hitmonchan. There's a Lee from research, which I don't think is going to be particularly good. Let's check this one very quickly. Hitmonchan 972, not going to be shiny. Great stuff. Right, let's jump in this one. I don't know if you can tell through the process of this video, but I am slowly losing my will to live with this one, because I actually look back at the event article. All the interesting spawns, as well as the Pokemon debut Clobbopus, like Mienfoo and Jangmo-o, etc., being in the wild, are all locked behind this global challenge. So I'm genuinely in two minds of, do we make day one video and then make another video tomorrow, hoping that the global challenge has been completed, because there's not a shiny Hitmonchan. We do have 2 field research tasks to go and do, but I have a daily incense to drop as well. I don't know. I need to see how I feel, genuinely, because it's like I've already burned a lot of max particles. I'm now buying them just to do these battles. I think we've got a Gmax Snorlax battle day on Sunday as well. Dead. How much do I want to progress with this? Not massively. That's pretty dead. Into the stack you go, because these don't actually count, of course, for the global challenge, because they're research tasks, they're not max battles. Ralts is there, but actually the wild spawns are incredibly minimal and quite lackluster. I mean, since we started filming, there have been about 500,000 max battles completed worldwide, which is great. So we're now, what, a quarter or so maybe of the way through? But I honestly think it could be tomorrow or Saturday when we get this done. However, we are going to say thank you very much again, Barside 2, and claim our candies, rare XLs, and more max points, which are definitely going to be needed. Before we do conclude, a big thanks as always to each and every one of you on the Patreon squad, because your support pushes this channel and the content so much further than it would be able to do so otherwise, including, yes, these mediocre events and things like that. But when we can put time and effort and really push with the good events, the live events that we can travel to, that sort of thing, and being a content creator would not be a possibility without all of your extra support. It really does mean we can go the extra mile. And as always, a big thanks to each and every one of you who subscribe to the channel, because that support is essential. Genuinely can't thank each and every one of you enough, as always. And I am going to finish the video here without obviously getting the new Pokemon Pokédex, because it's not unlocked yet. Searching up Dynamax, we've done quite a few battles today with very little in the way of anything decent. Just trying to get up the numbers, really. So 28 battles have been done, and I am very uninclined to do any more because I've used my max particles for the day. I've used the max particles from the ticket, which were very helpful. Again, Paul, thank you very much indeed for gifting that event ticket to us. Currently, at the time of recording this, we've got 2.7 mil done of the 10 million. So we're worming our way slowly to that global challenge. But this event, I know it's meant to be a filler, and we've already kind of given it a bit of a hard time. I'm gonna give it a hard time again, to be honest. In a way, it's very clever, but also rather stupid. to have this global challenge for the only new thing in the event, to be honest. Global challenge is usually supposed to add to an event. Now, what this seems to do is only implement the actual decent content. The standard event that we've got at the moment is, honestly, I would say probably worse than just having the regular spawns, or as good as, because how many of you regularly go around and just say, yeah, I'll chuck a 250 max particles into a Ralts. I kind of do that because it's like, oh, Ralts, you know, it's cheap, whatever, free, that sort of thing. 1 star, very easy to do. The 2 stars I genuinely leave alone most of the time, and the 3 stars I don't touch with a barge pole. The problem with this is that the Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan shiny boost, which obviously you've seen, we have had no shiny luck whatsoever today, despite catching everything, running daily incense, and doing 28 max battles. Tell a lie, we got a shiny Kyurem. That's what I actually care about, that's good. And a decent Shadow Heatran. So raids pull through nicely, but the max battles, they've utilized 2 very mediocre DMax debuts with a supposed shiny boost. Let me know if you've picked up the Dynamax of them already, but they're utilizing those to give a justification for people to actually do the max battles to then try and unlock the new Pokemon that comes into the wild and all the extra spawns that are actually somewhat desirable. It's a clever way of getting us as players to spend the particles to partake in the max battle system, but you can probably tell by the rate of progress there is that this doesn't hit as hard as saying, hey, go and do X amount of raids, go and catch X amount of Pokemon. Raids have more draw to them. Max battles don't hit the same kind of player, I don't know what the word is, but collective joyfulness. Perhaps, even if you're doing something for free. What are you picking up there? Well, I've got a whole bunch of Dynamax Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan that I'm just going to put in the bin. And I think what could have been better, and this is where you're gonna say constructive criticism perhaps, the new Pokemon debut, that should really be part of the event going off immediately, I think. Like, since it's the only real new thing, I wouldn't count a DMax debut as a debut, to be honest, because it's the same Pokemon, just in a slightly different vein of the game. We don't say that something's making its raid debut for the first time, because unless it's raid locked, you can get it another way. So the Hitmonlee Hitmonchan don't count in my perception. Clobbopus should have been made available in the wild. Make it more scarce, like maybe it's research task locked, and that research task is complete a max battle. That would make it difficult to get to start with. The global challenge then unlocks, for example, boosted spawns of the Pokemon. It makes a max debut or a raid debut, and then you add in shiny boosts with the global challenge being completed for things that are coming in the completion of the global challenge, like Mienfoo, however you want to pronounce it. Locking just 1 debut, not even a shiny debut, just a Pokedex debut of a Pokemon that evolves once, doesn't make a massively good event. And I know, to be honest, we need some mediocre events just to kind of fill up the calendar before we get into the awesome stuff for the winter holidays. I do think it could have been done differently, to be honest, but that was a long rabble from me. We will be back out when Clobbopus is actually goddamn available. Hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed people, maybe Saturday, or it might be a Sunday endeavor, I am not so sure. But I will say, if you enjoyed the content here, please do hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate you sticking around for future videos and as part of the channel community. And make sure you check out some of the videos available on the screen right here. We've had some Pokemon debuts as of recent with maybe better formats and things like that. But I will say, until the next time, people, do take care.